Hi, and welcome to Faith Champs RMC's Inter-School Quiz Competition. We are here with two teams who have won and also lost, and they are here today to decide who is going to win the third place in this wonderful competition, Faith Champs. I have with me St. Alphonsus Academy and Sacred Heart Girls to play this game. If you remember, the first game was played by the same two teams, St. Alphonsus Academy versus Sacred Heart Girls. In that game, Sacred Heart Girls won the match with just 10 points and they qualified to go forward. And we all thought that was the end of St. Alphonsus Academy. But the script was different. The school that's supposed to have played the next game, one of them pulled out at the last minute. So the only school that was left who had played that time was St. Alphonsus Academy. So we gave them a wild card entry to come back and play the next game. And they did come back to play with St. Michael's School and they won that game. And that's why they qualified to come play for the third place today. Whereas Sacred Heart Girls played the next round and played very closely with Vincent Pelotti. But that's why they are here now to play with St. Alphonsus School to decide who's going to be the winners of the third place of Faith Champs. I'm sure you're excited. I'm excited. You're all doubly excited. Are you? Are you excited about this?
Yes, Father.
Very good. Before we begin the game, let's find out from our participants how excited they are about playing this game today. Let's begin with Sacred Heart Girls.
Oh, yeah, very excited.
You're very excited? Alvina?
Yes.
So you have played two games so far. You won one game and you have lost one. And here's your third one.
Yes.
Yes? So how excited are you and what's going on in your mind right now?
I'm really excited. Obviously, we really want to win. Hopefully, we do win. We've worked really hard to get here. So, yeah.
Very good. And Lavina, how about you?
Excited but nervous also.
Excited and nervous. It's like a pickle, huh?
Yeah.
Sahur and speed. Very good. Very good. St. Alphonsus Academy, Deborah, it's been quite a roller coaster ride for you. Yeah? You won first you lost first and then you won. Again, in the third game you lost. And now you are here trying to win your third place. How excited are you?
I'm really excited. I think we win.
You want to win and you think you'll win as well. Wish you all the best. And how about you, Nitish? This is not emoji round. This is not even dumb charades. You have to say words.
I'm excited. I'll do my best, Father.
All the best, Nitish. We wish you the same, that you will do your best. And that's why we are here, to see who will do their best and whose best will end up to win the third place. Shall we play? Let's begin with the first round. St. Alphonsus School. As usual, this round is going to be option round where you have a question with 4 options. And the question is directed to you. You are supposed to wait and look at all the 4 options and then decide. And once you know the answer, one of you will speak the answer through the mic. The first answer that's given will be considered. You will earn 10 points for every right answer. No minus points for wrong answers. So all that you have to do is to look at those options and choose the right one. You've played this before, so let's roll right away. St. Alphonsus School, your first question is on the screen. Fill in the blanks. Isaiah 12:3 says, "With dash you will draw water from the wells of salvation." Option A, with joy. Option B, with an upright heart. Option C, with faith. Option D, with a bucket. It's a very popular and well-known verse from Prophet Isaiah 12:3. With dash you will draw water from the wells of salvation. With what? Is it with joy? Is it with an upright heart? Is it with faith? Or is it with a bucket? You have an answer? They still seem to be discussing and trying to find out the right answer. We'll give them another moment. It's their first question, so they want to get it right.
Option B, Father.
Option B is what Nitish says, with an upright heart. I'm sure his heart is desiring it to be right. But I'm sorry, Nitish. The right answer is with joy. With joy, you will draw water from the wells of salvation is Isaiah 12:3. Don't worry. It's just the beginning. You have a long way to go. Let's see what's the question for Sacred girls. Your question is on the screen. After the Assyrians were defeated, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, left and made his home in which of the following place? A. Nineveh, B. Persia, C. Babylon, and D. Egypt. Again, it's from the book of Prophet Isaiah. After the Assyrians were defeated, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, left and made his home in which of the following places? You can only give me a right answer or a wrong answer. Don't change history for history's sake. Okay, there are some head shakes here, so which means there's some right answer coming out of this team now. Yes, Alvina, Lavina, what's the right answer?
Option C, Babylon.
Option C, Babylon, is what Sacred Heart girls wish would be right. And St. Alphonsus School, would you think that's the right answer? No, and what's the right answer?
Option A.
Option A, Nineveh. You wish you had that question because that's the right answer. I'm sorry, Sacred Heart girls. The right answer is what Alphonsus Academy said. It is Nineveh. After the Assyrians were defeated, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, left and made his home in Nineveh. You have 4 more questions to go and 40 more points. Both teams have yet to put some points on the scoreboard. Here's your next question, St. Alphonsus Academy. At which place did the Canaanite woman seek Jesus for help so that he may heal her daughter? A. Capernaum, B. Tyre and Sidon, C. Magdala or Magadan, D. Bethany. At which place did the Canaanite woman seek Jesus for help?
Option A, Father.
Option A, you seem to be quite sure about it, Nitish and Deborah too. Yeah? Is it 50-50 or you're sure about it? 50-50. but you were quite confident in the way you said it. You wish that answer would be right, Kevin, now, because you were quite confident, 50-50. But I'm sorry, Alphonsus Academy. The right answer is Tyre and Sidon. We read that in Matthew 15:21-22. Jesus left that place and went away to the district of Tyre and Sidon. Just then, a Canaanite woman from that region came and cried out, and so on. I'm sorry about it, St. Alphonsus Academy, but don't worry, you have 3 more questions to go. Let's see whether Sacred Heart girls will get their second question right. Your question is on the screen. To which region did Jesus and his disciples sail to after the feeding of the 4,000? Option A, Caesarea Philippi. Option B, Bethany. Option C, Capernaum. Option D, Magdala or Magdan. Do you want a clue? All 4 places are in the Bible. Looks like there's an answer coming out. And the answer is? I can hear saying, I don't remember anything. So take a guess.
Option A.
Option A, Caesarea Philippi is an important place. I can hear deep breaths, and the answer is incorrect. And the right answer is Magdala or Magadan. We read that in chapter 15 of Matthew, verse 39. After sending away the crowds, he got into the boat and went to the region of Magadan or Magdala. So that leaves 2 incorrect answers on both sides. 3 more questions for each of you. And none of the teams have put out any points on the scoreboard. So our scorekeepers are waiting to put some numbers on the board. Please help them. Here's your next question. In Romans 6, what does St. Paul compare baptism to as an illustration of the new relationship that Christians enjoy with God? Option A, burial. Option B, a marathon. C, a farmer at harvest. D, a merchant if found treasure. What does St. Paul compare baptism to in Romans chapter 6? Is it a burial, a marathon, a farmer at harvest, a merchant who found treasure? Okay.
Option D, Father.
Option D, a merchant who found treasure. Would that be the right answer, Sacred Heart girls? You don't know the answer either. Yes and no. No. Since they don't know, you don't know too, because the right answer is burial, option A. We read that in Romans chapter 6, verse 3 to 4. Do you not know that all of us who have been baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? Therefore, we have been buried with him by baptism into death. A beautiful analogy. The word baptism itself means immersion, that we die with Christ so that we may rise with Christ. Don't worry, though you lost your point, you learned something, haven't you? So let's see what Sacred Heart girls will do with their third question. The question is on the screen. St. Paul speaks at length about two Old Testament characters, respectively in Romans 4 and 5. Which two are they? The two characters. Option A, Enoch and Elijah. B, Abraham and Moses. C, Moses and Adam. And D, Abraham and Adam. He speaks of two characters in these two chapters, chapter 4 and chapter 5. If you have read those chapters, which is part of your syllabus, you should be able to pick the right answer. All options are pretty close. They are confusing. So you have to be certain about your answer. And the answer is I told you there's a trick. Inky, pinky, ponky, father had a donkey. Father died, donkey died. I don't know who else died. Yes, go ahead.
Option A.
Option A, Enoch and Elijah. Well, I wish that was right so that the scorekeepers could put some points on the board, but sorry, the right answer is D, Abraham and Adam. Read that in Romans chapter 4. Paul speaks about the example of Abraham and God's promises realized through faith. In chapter 4 and chapter 5, he speaks about justification and sin and Adam and Jesus as the new Adam. Everything part of the syllabus that you read. 3 questions gone for each team, yet to put out any points on the scoreboard. So let's quickly move on to the next question so that they may get this right. Here is the question. St. Alphonsus Academy. The teaching of the Immaculate Conception draws from the time of the Church Fathers, given a clear idea by Blessed Duns Scotus in the 14th century, but was defined a dogma in 1854. When does the Church celebrate its solemnity? Option A, on September 8th. Option B, on March 25th. Option C, on August 15th. Option D, on December 8th. In simple words, when is the feast of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, our Mother? This is something that probably you would know, because we celebrate the feast, all the feasts of Mary with much
September
devotion.
8th, Father.
September 8th is what you say is the feast of Mary, our mother. September 8th is what feast? You all go to Basilica, Mary's Basilica, right? And what do you celebrate on September 8th?
Mary's feast.
Huh? Parish feast.
Mary.
Mary's feast. And what happened to Mary on September 8th? You are not there.
It's not.
Neither was I. But we celebrate the feast of the Nativity of Mary on 8th of September. When is the feast of the Immaculate Conception, that Mary was conceived in whose womb? In their parents, Joachim and Anne, in Anne's womb. It's simple maths. 9 months before that, before September 8th, 9 months before that is December 8th, is the feast of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, our mother. I'm sorry, St. Alphonsus School, the right answer is December 8th. You don't get any points for that. But next time, you will never forget the feast of Immaculate Conception, because my words will haunt you and remind you that it is the feast of Immaculate Conception on December 8th. Sacred girls, here's your chance to score some points. Please do so. And the question is on the screen. Apart from January 1st being New Year's Day, what solemnity does the church celebrate? Option A, Epiphany of the Lord. Option B, Mary, Mother of the Church. Option C, Mary, Mother of God. Option D, Mary, the New Eve. Again, a very beautiful feast celebrated every year. You put on your best clothes and go to church. It's the New Year's Day, but for the liturgical calendar, it's another special feast. What is it? The Epiphany of the Lord, Mary, Mother of God, Mary, Mother of the Church, Mary, Mother of God, Mary, the New Eve. Which one is it? Again, you either know it or you don't know. So the only option left for you is to take a guess and wish it would be right. Go ahead. Now, I can't get anyone else to answer that question. One of you have to answer it. So go ahead and take a guess.
Option B. Mary.
Option B, Mary, Mother of the Church. I wish I could say congratulations to you, but as you know, that's not the right answer. The right answer is what?
Mother of God.
Oh, once again they knew it and they did not get it. Mary, Mother of God is the right answer. St. Alphonsus School, I guess you're standing at the wrong podium today. Wish you were here and could get those questions in. But sorry, Sacred girls, you don't get any points for that because the right answer is Mary, Mother of God on the 1st of January. Don't forget this. Okay. I guess this is the first time no one has scored any points so far. So let's not make this a maiden over, Let's score something on it. I wish I could change the question, but I won't be able to do that. So let's wish that you will get this last question right. question is on the screen. When was the Eucharist actually instituted? Option A, at the Last Supper. B, on the cross. C, at the feeding of 5,000. D, the Emmaus experience. Okay, they know the answer.
Option A, Father.
Option A, the Last Supper. So there's some dance of heads here. Sacred Heart girls, you think that's the right answer? It is the right answer. And thank you very much. Congratulations, you got your first points. And our scorekeepers have some job now to put 10 points on the scoreboard. You have 10 points. Congratulations, Alphonsus School. You didn't allow it to be a maiden over. So you have 10 points on board. That's the right answer. Sacred Heart girls, the pressure is on you now because you have to get this right. The question is on the screen. Which of the following is not a name of the Eucharist? Is not the name of the Eucharist? A, remedy for riches. B, memorial. C, bread of angels. D, medicine for immortality. Which is not the name for the Holy Eucharist? So there is an answer there, and wish it is correct, so you can score your first 10 points. And the answer is?
C.
Answer is C. Which of the following is not a name for the Eucharist? And you said bread of angels. And I'm sorry, the right answer is pretty obvious over there. How did you get it wrong? Remedy for riches. Sacred Heart girls, you did lose these points badly. Why would you think that remedy for riches could be a name for Holy Eucharist? You want to gain more riches by participating in Holy Eucharist? Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. But congratulations to St. Alphonsus Academy. They have 10 points on board, and Sacred Heart girls yet to put out any points on the scoreboard. But don't worry, we have 3 more rounds to come. Exciting, entertaining and fun-filled. Let's come back to play our second round. Sacred Heart girls, are you ready to play?
Yes.
Who's going to do the actions?
Me.
Okay, it's going to be Lavina. Please come over to take your place. And as you're aware, you have 60 seconds to make your partner guess the words given to you. Word or words, whatever that you have. Okay? We'll give you an option to pick the right envelope, whatever luck gives you. So that's your envelope. Okay, don't open it. Wait till I tell you to start. Okay. It has to be given out by a partner in the exact way it is over here. Okay? Take a moment to think what you're going to do, and you will start when I ask you to. You ready? You ready? Lavina, your time starts now.
Old Testament. Abraham. Baby Isaac. Isaac's Jacob. Jacob's son. No. Jacob. Isaac blesses Jacob. Isaac blesses Jacob.
Congratulations, that's the right one. Pretty well done, Sacred Heart girls. That's the one given to you. Isaac blesses Jacob is the right answer, and you guessed it right. You scored 20 points, your first 20 points on the scoreboard. Congratulations to both of you. Let's have the next word or words given out to you. Are you going to play the same way? You're going to do the actions, and Alvina will guess the right answer. Shall we play? Your next question, you can score 20 points with this one. Pick your word or words. Okay. Got it? Okay. No gesturing with your mouth, only with your actions, and your time starts now.
Seven, okay. New Testament, Old Testament. No, okay, no. Catechism of the Catholic Church. Okay, 7. 7 what?
No opening the mouth.
7 deadly. What? No, wait, what is 7? Okay, 7. Plot? No, what? Pray. Holy Spirit.
20
Holy Spirit.
seconds.
7. Holy Spirit. Blesses. No. What is it? Baptism. Confirmation. 7 sacraments. No. Confirmation. Okay. What is it? What?
Very good, very good. You were almost there, but the exact words that we were looking for is the sacrament of confirmation. You were almost there, but you had to guess all 3 words. Sacrament of confirmation. You were there, but I'm sorry. But don't worry, you got 20 points on board. Thank you, Lavina and Alvina. Thank you very much for playing, and you have 20 points on board. Let's see what St. Alphonsus School does right now. Sacred Heart girls got 1 right and 1 wrong, so they have 20 points on board. You have 2 words to pick, so who's going to do the actions? It's going to be Nitish. Please come and take your place. So Nitish, over there. Yes, okay. So you will pick a word or words, whatever you have on your chit, and you have 60 seconds to enact it so that your teammate will be able to guess the answer. Hold on and let me show it to you. Your teammate has to guess all the words that are there on the chit. Not just one, all the words in the order that is there. Got it? And Nitish is going to do the actions, and Deborah is going to guess, and your time starts now.
New Testament. Matthew. Where? Fever. for a kid. Peter's mother-in-law.
No writing on your hand.
Fever. Fever. Sing.
You can't say, you can only act it out.
Fever.
Try doing other gestures so that she can get some other words.
See.
Try other actions. You still have 5 seconds. Well tried, Nitish. You did give a gesture about and show the gesture of fever, which could be, but you had to tell her also, what is it? Is it a Bible character, or is it a place, or is it from the sacraments? What? Only then she'll be able to guess. What was it? Anointing of the sick. You had to tell her that it was one of the sacraments. So you have to first let her know. And then your gesture of sickness would have helped her to guess the right answer. Anyway, you played well. You have one more chance to score your 20 points. Who's going to play this time? You're going to switch places? Will you switch places?
No, see.
You'll stay the same. Nitish will enact it and Deborah will guess. Are you sure? You want to do this? Okay. Let's play. Your teammate has to guess exactly the word or words that are right here. Got it? And your time starts now.
Matthew. Sons. Baby. Jesus. Angels. Angels. Joseph. Baby from the heaven. The baby will come from the heaven. You'll name it Emmanuel.
Emmanuel is the right answer. Congratulations to St. Alphonsus Academy. You saved yourself because it was only one word. So since you gave me that word, I will give you those 20 points to you. It is Emmanuel. But what was that gesture all about? Name. Very good. And that was very good. That was a gesture you had decided about, a name. And you guessed it right. Congratulations. Very good. Nitish, you have scored 20 points, both of you. So you got one right and one wrong. And so that takes your score to 30. And Sacred Heart Girls to 20 points. We still have 2 more rounds to play. Let's come back to play round 3. Welcome back to the third round of Faith Champs along with St. Alphonsus Academy and Sacred Heart Girls. Both teams have struggled a little bit. A tough pitch to play, I guess. Questions were not easy, but you are in the final round right now trying to win the third place. So don't expect the questions to be easy. But I'm sure you can do well in the remaining rounds. The third round is the rapid fire round. We have 10 questions to each of you, and you will have 60 seconds to answer them. For every right answer, you will earn 10 points. No negative points for the wrong answer. And if you give me all 10 answers, you will have 100 points, each of you, which means each team stands to gain 200 points at the end of this round if if you get all the questions right. But seldom that happens. But let's see what best you can put forth. And it's an exciting round. So we will begin with St. Alphonsus Academy. Are you excited about this? Yeah? Are you nervous? You should be nervous. Are you ready to play? Okay. Let's allow Alphonsus Academy to pick your set of questions. Any one of you. Okay. So this is the first one. So who's going to go first? It's going to be Nitish, who's going to take the first 10 questions, and Deborah is going to stand beside him, praying and wishing that he would give out the most answers. Unlike the previous time where I used to give out the right answers, I'm going to refrain from that. So I'm going to wait till the end so that I give you as much time as possible so that you may be able to answer all the questions. So after every question, I just tell you whether it's right or wrong and move on to the next question. You ready to play?
Okay, Father.
Nitish, this is the rapid fire round and your time starts now. When do we celebrate the feast of the Assumption of Mary, our Mother?
8 September.
Wrong. Which sacrament is necessary for salvation?
Eucharist.
Wrong. Fill in the blanks. The God of peace will shortly crush dash under your feet.
Pass.
Fill in the blanks. God shows his love for us in that while we were yet dash, Christ died for us.
Pass.
What is the third commandment? What is the third commandment among the 10 commandments?
Keep the Sabbath holy.
Correct. Sabbath holy is correct. In any Bible version, how many petitions does our Father have?
Pass.
In return for Melchizedek's blessings, what did Abraham give him? You don't know. Okay. You had 7 questions coming on your way and you managed to give one answer right. 10 points on the board. Let's go back to the questions you had and let's see, where did you miss? The first question, when do we celebrate the feast of the Assumption of Mary, our Mother? Feast of Assumption. 15th of August, you can't forget that. We have a public holiday in India. It's our Independence Day and the feast of the Assumption of Mary, our Mother. Which sacrament is necessary for salvation?
Baptism.
Baptism. Fill in the blanks. God, the God of peace will shortly crush dash under your feet. Satan. Fill in the blanks. God shows his love for us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. What is the third commandment? You got that right. Keep the Sabbath holy. In any Bible version, how many petitions does our Father have? 7 petitions. In return to Melchizedek's blessing, what did Abraham give him? 1/10 of all he had. He paid his tithe. Well, everything from what you learned from the scriptures, but don't worry, you did get 10 points there. So we will go back to Sacred Girls to play their first round of rapid fire. Sacred Girls, who's going to play first? So it's going to be Alvina. So Alvina, you will have 10 questions coming on your way and 60 seconds to go. Don't waste your time. If you don't know, say pass and move on to the next question so that you will have all 10 questions. Your time starts now. For how many hours did darkness cover the land when Jesus died?
3.
Correct. Which are the 2 Gospels where you find the Our Father?
Matthew and Luke.
Correct. Fill in the blanks. Catechism of the Catholic Church 80 says, dash and dash have one common source of divine wellspring.
Word of God and sacred scripture. Pass.
For sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under law, but under what?
Faith.
Wrong. What is the second commandment?
Do not take the name of the Lord your God in vain.
Correct. How many children did Jacob have in total?
12.
Wrong. Romans 5 tells us sin extended the world through whom?
Adam and Eve.
Adam. Correct. Who is the patron saint of the confession? Of the
Pass.
confessors?
Pass.
Herod's act. Okay. You had 8 questions on your way and you answered 4 of them. That's pretty good. So you have 40 points on board. Let's go back and see what were your questions and where you missed out. For the first question, you got it right. 3 hours. Which are the 2 Gospels? Matthew and Luke, you got it right. Catechism of the Catholic Church, you almost gave the answer but missed out on the second one. Sacred tradition. It was scripture and tradition. And fourth question, for sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under law but under grace. The second commandment was right. How many children did Jacob have? 12 plus 1. He had a daughter, the only daughter. We read that in Genesis 13. Her name was Dinah. So he had 13 kids. Why do you leave out the girl child? You cannot. Romans 5 tells us that sin, it's correct, entered the world through whom? Through Adam. And who is the patron saint of confessors? You should have known this because it is St. Alphonsus Maria de Ligori, the founder of the Redemptorists. Difficult one, but I'm happy to ask this question to you. And of course, you had 8 questions and you scored 40 points. Congratulations, Sacred Heart girls. And now we come back to St. Alphonsus School. Are you ready to play? Let's see what Deborah, the star player, would do. She has a good track record with rapid fire round, and let's see how well she'll do in this round of rapid fire. Deborah, your time starts now. Name the color of Jesus' robe as mentioned in Matthew when the soldiers
Pass.
mocked him.
Pass.
Which saint is usually depicted to be on horse and killing a dragon with his spear?
Pass.
Pharaoh dreamt that he was standing by a river. Which river was this?
Jordan.
Wrong. Which bird did Noah send out of the ark first to
Dragon.
check? Correct. What are the 3 pillars of Lent?
Pass.
After Herod died, his son ruled after him. What was his name?
Pass.
Name one of Joseph's son.
Benjamin.
Wrong. Who is Paul's co-worker in Romans 16, who has 2 biblical letters? Where was Jesus anointed by a woman with expensive ointment?
Pass.
Some people standing by the cross of Jesus
Pass.
thought that he was calling out to whom?
Pass.
Pass. Even though you passed, I have no other question because you managed to get all 10 questions coming on your way and you managed to get 1 right. It was not easy, was it? A little difficult. I know it was difficult, but you did get 10 points. Deborah, don't worry. Both of you together have put out 20 points on the scoreboard. Let's go back to your questions and see where you struggled. Name the color of Jesus' robe as mentioned in Matthew. This is rather common. Scarlet is the answer. Which saint is usually depicted to be on a horse and killing a dragon? This also is an easy one. It is St. George. You have seen his statues all over. Pharaoh dreamt that he was standing by a river. Pharaoh, Egypt. There's only one river there, and that is River Nile. Which bird did that? You got it right. A raven. What are the 3 pillars of Lent? Prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. That's what we do during Lent. After Herod died, his son ruled after him. His name was Herod Archelaus. We read that in Matthew 2:22. And Joseph's sons, I asked either one of them, Ephraim and Manasseh. And who is Paul's co-worker in Romans 16? He had 2 letters. Timothy. Where was Jesus anointed? By a woman with expensive oil in Bethany. And some people standing by the cross of Jesus thought he was calling out to Elijah. We read that in Matthew 27:47. Don't worry, you still have 20 points on board, and that takes your total to 50 points. But Sacred Girls still have one more person to go on to take their 10 questions. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
Lavina, your team is already leading with 10 points, but here is your chance to score as many as possible. You have 10 questions and 60 seconds to go. You ready to play?
Yes, Father.
And your time starts now. To which king did Abraham tell his wife Sarah was his sister?
Pass.
What is the name of the place of the skull mentioned in Matthew?
Golgotha.
Correct. To whom did John the Baptist direct the words, "You brood of vipers"?
Pass.
Name any one of the sacraments which imprints an indelible mark, that is, permanent mark on the recipient.
Pass.
Where or which place did Jacob wrestle with
Pass.
the angel of God?
Pass.
What word or phrase is not used at Mass during Lent?
Pass.
Paul tells us to present what as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God.
Pass.
In Genesis 18, how many men visited Abraham?
Pass.
Name the place where Peter recognized and said that Jesus is the Messiah.
Pass.
Which saint is depicted tied to a tree with arrows shot in him?
Raphael.
Who? Raphael? Angel Raphael. Okay. Cannot be Angel Raphael. It has to be a saint, a human person, which arrows shot at him. And that is Saint Sebastian. You see his pictures all over. So you got one correct answer, which gives you 10 points. And let's go back to your questions and see where you struggled. To which king did Abraham tell his wife Sarah was his sister? It was King Abimelech. What is the name of the place of the skull? Golgotha, you got that right. To whom did John the Baptist direct the words, "You brood of vipers"? To the Pharisees and scribes. Correct. Name any of one of the sacraments which imprints an indelible mark. Baptism, holy orders, a mark that you cannot take away. Even confirmation. Where or which place did Jacob wrestle with the angel? Peniel. What word or phrase is not used during Lent?
I got that.
What was that? What is not used? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You don't sing hallelujah during Lent.
Yeah.
Why? Because hallelujah is a reminder of the resurrection. So we
Don't sing it.
Yes, we refrain and wait till we have our Easter glory to sing hallelujah.
I had
so
that,
during
but like,
Lent,
I forgot.
you forgot. During Lent, we don't use the word hallelujah. St. Paul tells us to present what as the living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God? Our bodies. In Genesis 18, how many men visited Abraham? 3. Name the place where Peter recognized and said that Jesus is the Messiah. This is a common one. We had that name, shown on the screen repeatedly. Caesarea Philippi. Which saint is depicted tied to a tree with arrows shot to him? Saint Sebastian. Bad luck, but good enough to take you to the next round with 20 points lead. Sacred Heart Girls and St. Alphonsus School. You do know you're not too far away. You have 50 points on board, and Sacred Heart Girls, you have 70 points on board. Only 20 points lead for both of you. So you can make a huge difference in the coming exciting and fun-filled round. See you in the 4th round. Welcome back to the 4th and the final round of Faith Champs. 2 teams playing to win the third place. We have Sacred Art Girls and Alphonsus Academy. Both the teams have struggled a bit, but they have managed to put some points on the board. Alphonsus Academy have 50 points on board and Sacred Art Girls 70, leading with 20 points. As usual, this is a fun-filled round. We have emojis appearing on your screen and you have to guess either the character or the event or whatever the emojis represent. This is a buzzer round. So the one who presses the buzzer will have the chance to answer. For every right answer, you have 20 points. For every wrong answer, you have minus 10 points. So you can't just ring the buzzer and give a wrong answer. You will lose points. But if you give the right answer, you will gain. And it was in the previous game, it was this round that decided the winner. It's going to be the same this time too. It is this round that will decide who's going to win the third place of Faith Champs. Deborah, Nitish, Lavina and Alvina, are you ready to play?
Yes.
Your hands on the buzzer, your eyes on the screen. The question is on the screen. Guess the parable. Which parable is it? You have two people there and you have a house. Okay, there goes the buzzer for Sacred Art Girls. Looks like they have some idea. You can discuss it and then give me the right answer. And let me go through the list of emojis there. Two men, one house, rain, cloud and rain, and there is waves or flood, and then there is wind, and then there are some stones or rocks, and there is a thumbs up, and then there is sand, and then you have a thumbs down. Guess the parable. And the parable is...
Can I explain the parable?
You have to name the parable or explain the parable, whatever.
There are two people who one built his house on the rock, and then the wind and the rains came, but then the house still stayed strong. But the other man built his house on the flat land, and then his house got washed away.
On flat land?
I mean on the sand.
On the sand.
Yeah, and then his house was like washed away, broken.
Washed away. And that is the right answer. It is the parable of the wise and the foolish builder. One built it on rock and the other on the sand. Well done, Sacred Art Girls. You have scored 20 points in the first question, so that takes your score to 90. And we have St. Alphonsus School at 50. Alphonsus School, as I told you, you have to take some risk in life in order to get ahead. Did you know this parable? Would you have guessed it? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, don't worry. We have 4 more questions. You can still score a lot of points and still win this game. Alphonsus Academy, Sacred Art Girls, your hands on the buzzer, eyes on the screen. The next question is on the screen. Okay, that was St. Alphonsus Academy who rang the buzzer first. I guess they rang the buzzer even before looking at the question because they want to get this chance to answer it right. They want to get those 20 points that will give them a lead. The question is, guess the event. Guess the event. You have a plate with spoon and fork, so something to do with eating. You have bread, you have wine, you have an apron, and then you have a sponge, and then you have footprints or 2 feet. What is the event? Not a difficult one. So many clues shouting out at you. Nitish, you rang the bell. You rang the buzzer and you have to give us the answer now, whether right or wrong. Let's see what you have. Nitish, you did not know the answer, right? But you just wanted to take a try. You wanted to just try it out. Yes? Okay.
The
Come on, Deborah can help.
the beginning of Eucharist.
The beginning of the Eucharist. You have to give me the right event. You have to give me the right event. What is that event? What do we call it? Come on, I can't give you too much of time. What is it?
The last night supper.
Supper.
Try again. The last what?
Supper.
Supper.
Anyone, both of you can answer. Deborah, your answer is the last?
Supper.
The Last Supper is the right answer. Why are you so hesitant? It is almost like I have to draw out the answer from you. Huh? It's stuck in your throats. Why? That is correct. You have a plate and spoon and fork, which is the sign of a meal. You have bread and wine, and you had an apron. What happened at the Last Supper?
Jesus washed the feet of his disciples.
What happened?
Jesus was staying.
Yeah, exactly. So he put on an apron on himself, then he washed the feet of his disciples. Correct? So many clues over there. Congratulations. You do get 20 points, but I almost had to pull out that answer from you. Shall we play the next one? Okay. Hands on the buzzer, eyes on the screen. The question is on the screen. It is once again Alphonsus Academy who have rang the buzzer, and again you have to guess the event. Guess the event. Hold on. So you have very interesting emojis over there. You have there mountains and a river, then you have a crown, then you have someone who's sleeping, then you have 7 number, you have a cow, and you have a corn, and then you have a 7, and then you have something that looks like a desert. And guess the event.
The dream of the king.
The dream of the king is the right answer. I will give it to you. It is the Pharaoh's dream that we have when Joseph interprets it. The Pharaoh's dream is the right answer. You read that in the book of Genesis, where Pharaoh has his dream, where first he sees 7 healthy cows and then 7 thin ones, and then the healthy ones eat the thin ones, and then the same thing happens with the crops as well. Congratulations, St. Alphonsus Academy. You have 20 points on board. That takes your score to 90 points. Makes both of you have 90 points on board. Only 2 more questions to go. So you have to practice ringing your buzzer quickly. Sacred Heart girls, both the times Nitish has managed to ring the buzzer. So you still have 2 more questions to go. And right answer 20 points, wrong answer minus 10 points. Hands on the buzzer, eyes on the screen. The next question on the screen. St. Alphonsus Academy did the same thing once again. They didn't even wait to see the question. They rang the buzzer. And let's see if they are able to guess the character or the event. Twice they were lucky. They were able to answer it after ringing the bell, after ringing the buzzer. Let's see if they can do it now. You have a crown. You have an emoji with fancy dress over there. And then you have bread, wine, and a hand which is stretched out. And then you have the number 10. You can't take too long because the game is all about ringing the buzzer after you know the answer. But twice you managed to get the answer after ringing the buzzer even though you didn't see the question. And now you have to answer this or else you will have minus 10 points. You have to guess the character. The name of the character, and the answer is
Joseph.
you have to. Is that the answer?
No.
Joseph's brothers are asking for.
Joseph's brothers asking for food is the. What do you think, Sekadats? You're not sure. So that's why you didn't ring the bell, but you did ring the buzzer. You did not try at all. I'm sorry, St. Alphonsus Academy. It is the wrong answer. The right answer is Melchizedek, the high priest who blesses Abraham. From the Old Testament, you have a crown. That's a dress of a high priest. Melchizedek gave bread and wine, and then he blesses Abraham, and Abraham gives back 1/10 of all he had, and that's why you have 10 over there. You ready for your final one? Alphonsus Academy is at 80 points now, lost 10 points, and Sekarat Girls with 90 points. Once again, both the teams have come to this final question, where the final question could decide the winner. They give the right answer, they will win. If they give the right answer or no, they could win if no points coming out this time. No answer given from Alphonsus Academy. Ready to play? Take a good deep breath. Yeah? St. Alphonsus Academy, Sekarat Girls, hands on the buzzer, eyes on the screen, and your question is on the screen. Once again, it is Alphonsus Academy that rang the buzzer. 4 out of 5 questions you rang the buzzer, and you got 2 right, 1 wrong, and this final one can decide whether you will win or you will lose. Look at those emojis. You have a man, you have money, you have a basket, you have someone who's speaking, you have a sign of a loop going around, and then you have a pen, and then you have a man with wings. Sekarat Girls, you two rang the buzzer, but you are a little late. Looks like you had to practice ringing your buzzer a little more. But let's see if St. Alphonsus Academy will give the right answer. St. Alphonsus School. The right answer is just have another moment. The right answer is
Esau sells his birthright to Jacob.
Esau sells his birthright to Jacob. How did you get to that? It was a guess, right? Where you have a basket, you have coins, and you thought the last one with wings was Jacob. Yeah? And you're not very sure about that. Correct? Okay, let's see. We have Sacred Heart girls also who rang the buzzer if they can guess it right. What is it?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay, anyway, you don't get any points. You can guess. Okay, I'll give you a clue. Okay?
Judas.
It's a character from the New Testament.
Is it Judas?
Judas, because they're coins. Judas is not the only one who was with money.
No.
Who else was with money?
Chief priest. No.
Chief priest.
No, I'm just thinking. Who else was it?
Who was with money? A rich man before he came to Jesus.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Who was that?
A rich man before I came to Jesus.
Rich man who came to Jesus.
Oh, Matthew.
Matthew, the evangelist, is the right answer. Matthew, you had Matthew who had money, was a tax collector. So we have Matthew. So that emoji, the first one, supposed to be Matthew. And then you had coins, who was a tax collector. He had a basket collecting money. And then somebody speaking, he heard the voice of Jesus to follow him, and then he was converted. And Jesus called him.
But the
and then
angel
he
was so
wrote.
confusing.
And why is that angel there?
He.
The symbol of the Gospel of Matthew is a winged man,
Oh.
an angel. Yes.
Okay, that's why.
That's the symbol of the Gospel of Matthew. St. Alphonsus Academy, once again, a good game, but you lost at the end, but you did play well. I should say you played very well, and you were quite clever in ringing the bell. At least in ringing the bell, you beat them 4 times. You rang the bell 4 times before they could, and you had those opportunities, and out of which twice you answered it right and twice you missed. And so that makes your final score 70 points, and Sacred Heart girls are stuck with 90 and yet good enough to win and become the 3rd place holders of Faith Champs. Congratulations, Sacred Heart girls.
Thank you, Father.
Both Lavina and Alvina. And once again, well played, Deborah and Nitish. You did give them a good game for all of us to enjoy, and I'm sure all of us learnt a lot. Congratulations to both of you. You've played 4 games and you did win 2, and you've lost 2 at the end of it. But hopefully we will have you again next year so that you will be able to prove yourselves to be the Faith Champs. We still have 1 more game to go to decide who's going to be the winners of Faith Champs 2023. 2 more teams to play the final game, which will be the next episode coming up. Till that, follow up and encourage the 2 teams that are yet to come and play. And I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope you did learn something today from our game of Faith Champs, RMC's Inter-School Quiz Competition. See you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this game, which decided the 3rd place of Faith Champs between Sacred Heart Girls and St. Alphonsus Academy. We had a clear winner, Sacred Heart Girls, who have won this third place. They win 5,000 in cash prize and also a trophy as our appreciation to the winners of the third place. And of course, we still have another game coming up which will decide the winners and the runners-up of Faith Champs. The winners will win 15,000 in cash prize and a trophy, and the runners-up 10,000 in cash prize and a trophy. Do catch us up with our next episode of Faith Champs, RMC's Inter-School Quiz Competition. Till then, goodbye. God bless you. I want to thank our sponsors, Amas Pastries, who have been very generous with us and supporting our ministry right through. Amas Pastries is a business built with passion, a business built with total trust and faith in the Lord. Amas Pastries is known for its best cakes, pastries and snacks. They have 59 outlets in total, 42 in Bangalore, 10 in Kerala, 3 in Coimbatore and 4 in Dubai. The name Amma means mother, refers to Mary, our mother, and is also a tribute to every mother and her love for her children. So special thanks to their support for our ministry as they proudly say, Amma's Pastries, the sweetness of a mother's love served on a platter.